Hello everyone, welcome to the YouTube video. This is going to be Mount Blade 2 Bannerlord. Thanks for stopping by. She's going to be the first one in the series, and we're going to be playing through this game, having some fun. So let's hop right into a new campaign. And I've already decided who we're going to be playing for, because there's a few different factions in this. There's the Battanians, the Khuzaits, the Aserai, the Valandians, the Sturgians, and the Empire. And what you choose here has no actual effect on who you're gonna play as. It just gives different options. As the Empire, you get construction speed and repair. Sturgeons is less penalty from the snow. Valandians is just XP. The Battanians is 10% less speed penalty from forests. Khuzaits is for horsemen, and the Aserai is for caravans. Eventually we might choose this one, and we're gonna kind of do a special playthrough maybe at some point. But for this one, we're gonna choose this for the 20% more XP to troops. Let's see here. Just randomize this a few times. Yeah, that guy looks pretty plain, but he's got a really big nose and some sideburns. Fine. Ooh, I like his beard. We'll go with that. Looks good to me. And now we're gonna choose some of the things that'll affect. This is all gonna affect our things over here. This is our one-handed, two-handed, and polearm. Over here is also the bow, crossbow, and throwing, riding, athletics, smithing, and there's different things for each category. We're not going to be using a horse at all, or maybe we will. We may or may not use a horse. I know most Battanians do not, and since we're going to be playing like aiding the Battanians, I guess, for a while until we can start our own faction, we may go no horse. But we're gonna go two-handed with a bow, because again, we are gonna try playing as the Battanians, and they like a nice big axe, big two-handed axe with a bow. So we're gonna choose that we were born into a family of blacksmiths. In our early childhood, we were noted for. We could choose our brawn, but that gives us throwing, which isn't quite what we want. This could be very helpful, especially if we choose to do no horse, which I think we're going to. So, we were noted for our attention to detail, which is going to up both our control, our bow, and our athletics. Growing up, we spent most of our time. That's not super helpful. That one could be interesting and useful. But we're actually going to choose reading and studying because that helps up our leadership, which is going to allow us to have more troops. Let's see. No. Again, but I don't particularly want a horse. This gives us throwing and roguery, which isn't quite what we want. It also gives us a spear. You can see over here, like, what you end up getting as you progress your choices over here. And I don't really want a spear, because I'm going to go with a two-handed, of course. And this gives us a bow, which we definitely want. It is going to give us a point in riding, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. And then our decision for this is probably either going to be defeating an enemy in battle. I think we're going to defeat an enemy in battle so we can get another point into two-handed. Because as much as it's nice to get another point in bow, we'd only have one in two-handed, which would not be as great. And for this, we could try that, but I think driving them off with arrows to give us another point in bow would be great, which actually makes us choosing the two-handed for the last one even better. So our name will just randomize a few times. Baskoric. That's quite interesting. Alright. And this just goes through everything again. So our family, urban blacksmiths, our childhood, attention to detail, and so on and so forth. For this, we're going to put most of this to realistic, and then we're going to leave this on normal. I found that to be a quite balanced playthrough once you understand how to play the game and get relatively good at it. This is just our brother talking to us, telling us a little bit about the backstory. And we are gonna do the tutorial just because it'll show like some parts of this game and I can show off the different weapons and everything. So this is an old training field for the legions. Spare some time to brush up on our skills. Practice could come in handy. I'm going to accept it this time. Most of the time I skip it, but I want to be able to show you some of the things. So this is a crossbow, obviously. You can zoom in. You can go first person. Reloading a crossbow, that first bar you can't move around, otherwise it'll cancel it. But the second one you can start moving at. And you can see all the damage we're doing in the bottom left of the screen. This is what we're going to be using a lot of the bow. Ooh, we missed. We're really bad at hitting that one, I guess. And that one. And there's blunt, there's piercing, and I believe like cutting or slashing as well. I can't remember. But there's different types of damage. Piercing, obviously, does a lot more to medium to light armored. And then blunt does quite a bit to heavily armored. And this is the last ranged, it's throwing. Which we will not be using. So that's horse training. And I'll show you how that works real quick in a second. But real quick, we'll just go through this. We'll grab this sword and shield. Actually, since we're going to be using two-handed, so we got to block, 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 block. Then we want to attack. Boom. And then this is where you would actually fight. And most of these videos I'm going to make 30 minutes to an hour. And then once a week I'm going to do at least an hour-long one. This guy's just blocking. Boom, 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 boom. Ah. Nope. That ain't it. Boom. There we go. Alright. So we beat him. I'm gonna leave there now. And we'll get to... Alright. So we're gonna go over here. Oh no. And because of all the skill points we distributed everywhere, we have one free one that we can put into the focus points. And if you look right here, the focus points will actually increase that, like the limit to which you can learn. The other thing is that increases it are these stats over here on the left hand side, which you get every 3 levels, so they're a lot harder to earn. And all of these go up simply by you doing actions that involve those things. So for here, reduce accuracy penalty by moving, when moving, I think is what that's supposed to say. Bow units, bow equipped troops in your formation gain plus 5% damage, increase headshot damage. I think we're gonna go with bow control. And have that bonus damage for our units. It looks like in the tutorial we are walking around. And this is going to teach us to press left alt so we can find what we need in the village. A lot of the time it'll show about 3 characters, 2 or 3 depending on how many the village has, which you can also talk to before even going into the village. So we're going to talk to him. And this will help us recruit troops by clicking here. Normally, you aren't going to get these troops. Then we can normally talk to him like that through there. And I believe it said to buy food. So we're gonna buy some grain. And that should be good. So we're gonna leave here. And we can look at our quests down here or by pressing J. And this is where we are now. You're ready to leave now. Talk to the headman. So we're gonna visit the headman again. And he's telling us that there was a wandering doctor that they cannot find. And we may be able to find him if we take out these 3 sets of raiders. So we're gonna go to these ones first, and then we're gonna go back over to this one, and then we're gonna go and try and find those ones. So for this battle, it should be relatively easy. So I'm just going to tell them to charge. We should be able to beat these people relatively easily. So they're not coming after me right now. I can actually... Oh, now they are. And with realistic damage on, that hurts. Even stone rocks can do some damage. And apparently I'm not actually good at shooting a bow. There we go. 74 damage, probably a neck. Wow. They just got destroyed. And it looks like that is all of them. So we can take them prisoner, we can hold up to 14 prisoners, and we can have up to 20 troops of our own. And then after every battle, it'll also bring us here. And their armor is actually better than mine, so I'm going to take that. And then we also have a civilian outfit, and again, it's better, so I'm going to take it. I don't have any sort of arm guards, so we're going to take those. I don't even know if that has any armor on it. Don't think it does. But you also have a battle outfit, and then a civilian outfit. So we're going to put that... Wait a second. That's Nogand. Give me those back. And then some foot armor, which are weaker than what I currently have equipped. So then we go down here. I don't know where that other group went off to. But again, we're just going to go F1, F3, and charge. This map's actually even better for us, because it's a nice wide open field. And that's what happens when you charge with cavalry down an open field. We're just trying to get experience here. With our bow, because as you can see, we are not very accurate with it. And doing this will increase our accuracy as our skill goes up. Because yes, even this gives us skill. And the slower we move, the easier it is to aim. And that guy finished him off for us. But as you can see by the top, we did gain a level, and we gained 3 levels in archery for that, which is insane. Again, we can look at this stuff. It's really not that good though, so we're not going to equip it or anything. And our mission right now is to locate the last group, which we saw heading this way. And there they are. So we're going to go and we're going to take these guys out. Yet again, just a simple charge. We're going to try and shoot from further away because, hey, if one of these gets lucky and hits, then we get quite a bit of experience for it. And we're going to try and stop moving and just aim our bow. Hitting one of them for 31. 61 headshot. As you can see, it's almost more worth it to go for a neck shot. They seem to do more damage than headshots. And one of our units actually gets defeated right there. Which is actually 2 of them. Which is hard to believe since it's a tutorial. But that's what happens when it's realistic difficulty. It gets incredibly hard. It looks like they may be running towards me. And our arrow is able to put an end to him. And right now, since we are traveling around with a bunch of cavalry, I don't quite want to get rid of my horse yet. And this message is telling us that we rescue several prisoners, and one of them struggles over to us. And this one is actually the doctor that the village was telling us about. So now we're going to ask him about our 2 younger siblings that got captured. And it's going to bring us to their hideout. But before we do that, we actually want to go here into our skills. I'm going to upgrade the bow again just because we're going to be using it a lot. So it's going to start leveling up very, very fast. Plus 10 target charge damage. So we're going to give our horsemen charge damage. Not that I think we'll have very many, as we are going to be playing as the Battanians when we first start out and for a while into this. Now we can just look at this again, and it's just telling us to go to the hideout and try and get our siblings back. So we're going to go here. We're going to attack the hideout immediately. So for this, we're going to have our troops follow me instead of just charge randomly. We also don't have a shield, so it's a little scary. As we hit a headshot on one of them, and we're actually able to finish him off quickly. We're gonna back out as our troops attack and get another arrow into him. Now we're gonna continue onward in this hideout. We're gonna try and kill everyone. Most of the time there's no one down at this one, but occasionally there will be, so you just have to watch out for that. But the next one should be right over there. Yep, there's 2 of them just relaxing. We're gonna get to about here, and while they're still relaxing, we're gonna try and get a free arrow. We missed. but that one hits. We're gonna back up as everyone kills him really quick. I was trying to get them to attack, but with the F1 and F3, it's kind of weird. It used to be on my thumb buttons, but it looks like it got a reset. And it looks like we have another one person over there, and then the rest of them should be that way. There we go, as we easily take out another one with 2 simple shots. Forest Bandit hideouts are definitely one of the most difficult in this, because if you don't have a bunch of shielded units, it's actually very easy to just die to all their archers before you can even do anything. Next one should be right there. Don't know if there's any more. As we're able to hit him as he's moving through there. And all our people are getting in the way. So it was a little hard to finish him off. But we did in the end. And there's actually one more farther ahead up here. Usually the last one's like right there, I feel like. So we're gonna continue onwards. There's a fishing net that I didn't realize. As our units absolutely destroy them. So then at the end here, it brings us to this screen. And it allows us to either duel the brigand, or have all our men attack. And I always choose the men attack, just because it's simpler and easier. And with my current equipment, it's actually pretty hard to duel anyone. As my current equipment is not quite alright. And now we have 2 more prisoners. And this is where it's going to introduce us to the Nezretes Follows quest. Which is pretty much the main quest of this, where you go around, and now we have to make a family name. I don't really know what I want the family name to be. I don't know. I didn't really think it through. Naming on the fly. Let's see. I knew this was coming. I don't know why I wasn't prepared for it. I think we're gonna use... Let's see... We're gonna have this as our last name. Finley. Finley's gonna be the last name. And now we're gonna make our crest. We can make this anything we want it to be. We are gonna be the Battanians though, and they very much enjoy the bow or a 2-handed weapon. And they're known for their fast firing speeds. So I think we're gonna go with this. our colors are going to be black and blue, just like our shadow, just like my channel colors. And that's the end of the tutorial. So this is the establish your clan quest, which is pretty much, I'll show you in a second down here, but you just need 2,000 dinars, you need a party size of 20, a renown of 50, and one special companion. And at taverns and everything at different main cities, you're able to find and hire companions that you can train and everything just like yourself, with all their skills. And then the Nezreti Folly is the as you explore Calradia, you can learn more about your artifact and its importance by asking any lord or lady about the Empire's recent history. Which isn't exactly true. There's 10 specific, or there's a little bit more than 10 specific nobles you have to talk to, but you have to talk to 10 of them total, in order for that quest to continue. So, I think before we finish off, I'm gonna start heading up. This is the game map. So here you have the 3 empires. They're in a state of civil war, so they broke off into 3 separate empires that used to just be one huge empire. This is the Valandians. This is the Saranids, the Kurgits, and then the Nords. We're going to be trying to play and support the Battanians in this, for until we are strong enough to set off on our own and try and conquer the entire of Calradia. It's a pretty big map, and it takes a little bit of time to traverse, that's for sure. But we're going to start heading right over to the bottom of their land. And if we look, this is our clan tab. So this tells us everyone in the family. Eventually we'll be able to marry someone, and then we'll be able to have children. We're allowed to have 3 special companions, which we can send off on quest, among other things. Quite some things you can do here. One of the things you can do is send them off on a caravan, and this shows like special quests and stuff that you might have dispatched someone to. These are the villages and castles that you own. Obviously we don't own any because we're just starting out right now. And then you can have workshops in any of the main cities. There's 3 workshop spots in each city. To choose a workshop and choose one that works well, you gotta find something like this person produces grain, this village does horses. Pretty much finding what the towns have near them, to actually make at the towns, because you'll want to buy the source for cheap, and then have the product sell for more. So finding what the villages specialize in that are connected to the town, that the villagers like go and sell their wares at, is a really good way to do that. And now, once we get up here, I think I'm going to recruit a few people, and then once we get to the town, I'm going to sell my horse and everything, and then I'm actually going to end the video there, as it has been about 35 minutes now since I started recording, and I'm going to try and keep these between 30 minutes and 45 if I can, to the best of my ability. And then one day a week, I'm gonna do a longer video with whoever wants to play with me or anything. And if you do want to play with me, a good way to find me is going over to my Twitch and following on there. And at the end of the video, you'll actually see my Discord name in the top right. So we're going to recruit some troops here. We got 3 Battanian volunteers. And you can actually go into your party and see everyone you have. And if you right click on these, it'll show you all the different options. So you have the Battanian Oathsworn, which are a sword and spear, or no, a shield and spear with javelins. Then you have Battanian Scouts, which are horsemen with a axe and a lance and shield. You have the Battanian Veteran Falksman, and then the Wildling and Mounted Skirmisher. I think we're gonna do our best to just like have an even spread of all of these. I don't know, cause why not? But once we're gonna recruit from this village. We're gonna go over to recruit from this village and then go to the town. Then up to this one. And this blue icon right here means that someone at this village is willing to give me a quest. And by doing quests and everything for villagers, it'll increase your relationship with them, allowing you to recruit more and more people. Because I'll show you again in here if you didn't notice. There's some that's actually grayed out in the when you go and try and recruit, so you can't just like recruit everyone. And it being on realistic recruitment difficulty actually increases the recruitment. That is actually one of the nobles we have to talk to for the Nasredi's Folly task. But yeah, see, all of these like green or grayed out ones mean we can't hire them. And then this is actually one of the special troops of the Battanians. It's the Battanian Highborn Youth, which starts at tier 2 and goes to a Battanian Fian Champion, which is one of the, if not the best archer troop in the entire game. And they are very, very skilled. Obviously, you need quite good relationship most of the time to recruit them. It's most of the time a lot easier to find them in actual towns over villages. But there's like no one to recruit at this town. So we're going to go to the Tavern District. We're going to visit the tavern. Or we didn't actually want to come here. I'm doing things all wrong. But this is actually one of the special companions that I was talking about. But we want to trade. We want to trade our horse, because we are not going to have a horse. We're also going to get rid of this spiked mace. And we are going to look for a very nice two-handed weapon. So for two-handed weapons here, they have a Sparthax. It looks like that might be one of the only two-handed things they have here. Yes. So this Sparthax is actually the only two-handed weapon they have here. We're going to take it, of course, because that's how I want my character to be built. So now if we look at the shields and range, we don't actually want any of that. We do, however, want some more arrows, but these are much too expensive for us to currently own, which is kind of sad. And while we're here, we're gonna grab just a few more things of grain. So we're gonna pay 575, and we have 880. So for now, these are our stats. Our athletics is going to start going up considerably. Our bow's almost towards 50, which means we can get things into here. And this is our two-handed. And so this is our party so far. We have 6 volunteers. And if we look at our character and equipment, all we have is a layered leather tunic and some horseman boots with our brand new two-handed axe and our simple mountain hunting bow with some pretty cheap and regular arrows. And that will be all for today, so thank you very much for watching. Again, in the top right, you will see my Discord, and my Discord name. Up in the top left is my Twitch. If you want to go and follow my Twitch, we stream 3 days a day. 3 days a week, not 3 days a day. Wow, I'm really good at talking. 3 days a week, and Fridays are usually just a streaming day for me. I always post what I'm going to do for the week in my Discord, so if you ever want to check that out, just add me on Discord. I can add you to my Discord channel, and you should be able to interact with everyone that I have there. And thank you very much for watching. Hope you had a wonderful time, and we will continue this series next week.